best bench players in the NBA. Number 1 is DeAndre Hunter. If you watch this page, you know I am so excited to say this one. Why? Because I have been rooting for DeAndre Hunter since he was drafted. I have been thinking and saying he is so talented, he just couldn't stay healthy. Well, now that he is healthy, he is leading all bench players in points per game. 20 points per game for DeAndre Hunter. He's also shooting like 44% from 3, being efficient with it, and we all know he is a great defender. He is finally showcasing that two-way ability that we always knew he had. So I am very happy for him, again, because I've been rooting for him for a while. But DeAndre Hunter might win 6th Man of the Year. Number 2 is Peyton Pritchard. I'm not going to lie, I said this earlier in the season, Peyton Pritchard's play has surprised me. I'm on record, I said when they signed Lonnie Walker to the Exhibit 9 or Exhibit 10 contract, whatever they gave him, I said that I thought Lonnie Walker was more ready and a better player, I guess, at this point than Peyton Pritchard. And it wasn't that Peyton Pritchard couldn't play, I just didn't see this coming, honestly. I just didn't think he was ready to take this jump, but Peyton Pritchard is 2nd right now in odds to win 6th Man of the Year. He's shooting like a ridiculous 45% from 3 or whatever it is on like 8 attempts. He's averaging like 15. He's going crazy. He's getting it done for the Celtics. So shout out to him. He proved me wrong. Number 3 is Caris LeVert. I have been saying for a while that Caris LeVert is underrated. He is having a great season off the bench for the Cavs, who, by the way, are the number 1 team in the NBA. And he is one of the players who are contributing to all those wins. I think he's shooting like 46% from 3, something crazy. Like Caris LeVert is being super efficient with it. So shout out to Caris LeVert. And the last player on this list, if you watched my page, you knew this was coming. None other than the fan favorite over here, Jonathan Kuminga. Now, bias or not, Jonathan Kuminga is having an incredible season off the bench. He is one of the big reasons that the Warriors, well, they were number 1 in bench points, and I believe they're now number 2 behind the Memphis Grizzlies. He is one of the key reasons that their bench is so strong and that they have so much scoring off the bench. It's coming from him a lot. Hopefully he's okay. He unfortunately sprained his ankle today. It was very sad to see, but hopefully he's all right. But Jonathan Kuminga is getting it done off the bench. And if you watch this page, you know I think he is a future perennial all-star. So the sky is the limit for him. But right now, he is exceeding in his role. Like I talked about in the recent video I did on him, coming off the bench when you're the 7th overall pick and you have projections of all-star, not just from me, but from a lot of other people in the media, it's really hard to take on a role where you're the 3rd option, you're coming off the bench, you're only getting, 15, 20 minutes a game. He has been very, very good this season, and maybe next season he'll be a starter. I want to throw in something to this video that is obviously unrelated, but tonight Derrick Rose's jersey was retired by the Chicago Bulls. And so it begs the question, because a lot of people have talked about it, is Derrick Rose a Hall of Famer? In my opinion, yes. This was the record that they had when Derrick Rose was playing in the 2010-2011 season. They were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and that number 2 seed was the LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh team. You see all these stats on the screen? This was when Derrick Rose was in the playoffs in 2011, and he is the only player besides LeBron and Jamal Murray to record these kind of numbers in the playoffs at age 22 or younger. When Derrick Rose played, they had a record of 245 and 161, giving them a win percentage of 60%. So clearly when he played, they were winning. And then we know some of his accolades. Rookie of the Year, 3-time All-Star, and obviously the youngest MVP in NBA history. This is what Tibbs had to say recently on Derrick Rose. In big games, playoff games that are meaningful, he would get it done. And we saw time and time again, even in the small sample size, Derrick Rose showed up in those big games. And so Tibbs said there's no question that he's a Hall of Famer. And in my opinion, he is also a Hall of Famer. He is one of the players who will, unfortunately, because of the injuries, have a much smaller sample size as to what we are measuring him on to be an NBA Hall of Famer. But what he did in that little time just shows you what he would have done had he stayed healthy. I know you're not supposed to get into the Hall of Fame based on what ifs, but he already did accomplish some things. Like, he already won MVP. He took his team to the number 1 seed. Like, he was already doing a bunch of things. It's not like we are saying he would have been an MVP and that's why we put him in the Hall of Fame. I can understand why some people would debate this, and I get it, but I think he deserves to be in there.